Safe, modern, attractive neighborhoods, quality of life attributes that help make Richland a place you're proud to call home. That is the commitment of your city and why programs are available to assist homeowners wanting to update their neighborhoods with curb, gutter, and street improvements. The city has a responsibility to maintain streets constructed through development. Current development standards require curb, gutter, and sidewalk on all residential streets. The costs for these improvements are paid by the property developer and are included in the cost of a new home. Prior to these standards being developed, including the original construction of Richland by the federal government, streets were commonly constructed without sidewalks. The city's commitment is to maintain whichever standard of construction was originally provided. This includes street sweeping and periodic repaving. Funds available to the city are not sufficient to retrofit existing neighborhoods with curb, gutter, sidewalks, or other improvements such as streetlights and storm drainage systems. For those residents who currently do not have sidewalks and wish them, the city proposes the Local Improvement District method of financing the improvements. This allows financing the improvements up to a 15-year term at bond rates available to the city. The city contributes incentive funds to reduce the overall cost to each property owner.
And so I think the benefits are to get a street and a neighborhood with a real city feel, with sidewalks and a brand new clean street.
By banding together with others, we share those costs. Of course, that's a big advantage to cash flow when you're working with the city that way.
Local improvement districts are a financial tool to assist property owners with capital improvements through the formation of special assessment districts. These districts collect assessments from each property owner to finance street, gutter, sidewalk, and other infrastructure enhancements. By pooling resources, construction costs are minimized and financing rates are lowered.
Under state law, the city actually can instigate them, and on occasion we have. More commonly, though, we respond to some citizen interest. And that can be completely sort of unsolicited, or occasionally, and more frequently lately, the city has a project, say, to do some utility repair or replacement that's going to do construction in a neighborhood, and we'll contact the neighbors in that area and ask them if they want to add sidewalks and improve their street at the same time.
Involvement of the property owners is key. Owners are asked to put up with disruptions of construction, to have patience with the overall process, and of course, pay for the completed project. But the benefits of enhancing their homes and neighborhoods need to be considered. Sidewalks and curbs make the street safer for pedestrians, cleaner due to storm drain installation and street paving, modernize and beautify the neighborhood, and increase property values.
It's very cumbersome for one or even a small group of neighbors to hire an engineer and hire a contractor and get through city approvals that would be necessary and everything like that. And in particular, if there's not 100% consensus, it would just be very cumbersome to take on that kind of a project and the expense in an environment where you were trying to negotiate with your neighbors about who paid what. So the city and the LID process put some structure in place that helps that kind of a project happen, where it really isn't probably possible for a single or even a small group of homeowners to pull that off themselves.
An LID is similar to a home improvement project. As with any remodel, homeowners should determine how their portions will be financed before construction begins. Through a series of community meetings, city staff will help homeowners estimate costs by comparing previous LIDs and evaluating engineering estimates. State law requires that 51% of participating homeowners approve a proposed LID. However, the Richland City Council generally requires that at least 60% of participating residents vote in favor of an LID before they will consider an ordinance establishing the LID. If sufficient homeowners approve the proposed LID project, City Council considers an ordinance that finalizes the project and qualifies it for bond financing.
The structure of a LID is it's either a 10 or most often a 15-year loan that's paid off in annual installments. The first installment doesn't start for more than a year after the construction is complete. So people have quite a bit of time to plan for that expense. And one of the advantages to the property owners is that the city offsets some of the cost of the improvements directly, so that the principal owed or the assessment against the property owners is not the full cost of the project. It's something less than the full cost. And then the city has a policy that's put in place that for people who meet some of the government low income criteria, their assessments are paid off by the city so that they don't incur actually any expense or any debt at all.
Many citizens may want to participate in an LID, but may be concerned that the financial constraints are too burdensome. The city has a funding resource available through Community Development Block Grants to assist eligible low and moderate income owner-occupants with their local improvement district assessment. All homeowners living in an area which an LID has been formed are encouraged to apply for this financial assistance.
Definitely the right way for us to go. We felt like it was an investment in making the property more both valuable to us and any future user as well.
A lot of people recognize the safety benefit of having their children or their elderly people or even themselves being able to walk on a sidewalk, have the curbs there that keep the cars out of people's front yards. And so there's a lot of advantages in the facilities or in the improvements that I think are the first thing if people say, oh, do I want that or not? In general, the answer is yes.
Sidewalks make streets safer by providing access for pedestrians. Curb and gutter make streets cleaner by channeling water runoff and debris from the road. Infrastructure improvements add to the beautification of neighborhoods. Local improvement districts help enhance Richland one neighborhood at a time. If you have any questions or would like more information about local improvement districts, call the City of Richland at 942-7466. The City of Richland, committed to improving the quality of life and safety of its citizens.